Hey guys, Ashley Techno Buffalo here with our continuing PlayStation 4 coverage. Now we are going to compare and contrast Dualshocks 3 versus 4. And we might even throw in an Xbox 360 controller for good measure. So stick around and let's compare Dualshocks. All right, so here is the DualShock 4. This is your PlayStation 4 controller. It doesn't look, at first glance, if you haven't looked at your PlayStation 3 controller in a while, it doesn't look all that much different with the exception of this light bar and also the touchpad here. There's some extra buttons and things like that. We'll get to that in a second. But I just wanted to show you guys, this is the DualShock 3. So this is the PlayStation 3 controller. You want to put them right up on top of each other. You can see the difference. The handles have been lengthened a little bit. It's a little bit heftier. These feel extremely light compared to DualShock 4. And also, honestly, this just feels a lot more solid in your hand. And one of the problems I've always had with PlayStation 3, and I don't know if it's the same with you, but I've always experienced if you have long gameplay sessions, you get a little bit of fatigue in your hands, especially right here in your pinkies and your ring fingers, but not so thus far with the DualShock 4. It does feel a lot more comfortable in hand. Also, the bumpers have been kind of added to here, so you can see these are now a little bit bigger, a little easier to mash if you're playing something. I do really like the fact that they've made this actually concave instead of convex, so your finger fits comfortably there as opposed to having this rounded sort of feature on the top of the DualShock 3. There's no real place for your finger to sort of fit, and it definitely does on the DualShock 4. So here are your ports. Obviously now we have micro USB. Before it was just your little USB mini. And now we have a speaker in the middle and your PlayStation button. So let's do some comparing and contrasting. We've now got a speaker on board the DualShock 4. This is a touchpad. That's obviously not available on the PlayStation 3's controller. And your start and select options have been replaced with options and share. So now you have options as opposed to a fully dedicated start button, and then share is now your new for sharing. So one of the cool features of the PlayStation 4 is it will actually record all of your gameplay, and when you hit the share button, it will make a video of your previous 15 minutes of gameplay, and you can share that online, which is a pretty cool social media feature that we are dying to dig into. We picked up Killzone, so we're going to dig into that later today. The buttons are a little bit closer together here, so you can see the actual circle and all of your buttons and your D-pad have been made just a little bit tighter. So these are tighter in and these are tighter in. No giant cross in the middle of your controllers anymore. They've decided to do away with that design, which is a-okay by me. Your analog sticks feel a lot, they feel really solid. They don't feel sticky. They don't feel, but you know, maybe I'm just forgetting what it felt like to hold the DualShock 3 in hand when these first came out over a decade ago. I can't believe it's been that long. Here is your external and your headset plugin. And then on the back, obviously, not much going on here. Again, the light bar. Supposedly, as far as we've heard, you cannot actually shut that light bar off, which might be a little bit unfortunate, but we'll see how that does. I actually like the fact that the options and share buttons have moved sort of a little farther away from the middle here. I think this is better used real estate, but we'll see if developers really take advantage of this touchpad. I'm very, very curious to see how that comes into play, especially with indie games. I think that'll be really, really fun. So let's compare. So we've compared the DualShock 3 to the DualShock 4. Let's bring in the Xbox 360 controller because we don't quite yet have an Xbox One controller. You can see here is the difference. It actually almost has the same silhouette on the sides here. Like if you really look at it, they almost look similar right here on this on the sides, which is very interesting considering a lot of people really preferred the Xbox 360 controller, the slim one, not the original giant one that we all know and love or loathe. If you're me, I thought that one was way too big. But this one, the slim down controller, I think is a really great controller. So it's nice to see PlayStation sort of taking maybe a couple of cues from the Xbox 360 controller and designing thusly, which is pretty nice. So here is our Xbox 360 controller, not too different. And then of course, just for fun and comparisons purposes, because this is next gen, here is the Wii U Gamepad. Obviously completely different than anything that you're gonna see on the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4. But to be fair, you can do remote play on the PlayStation 4, so I guess we'll give it a pass. But yeah, obviously very different if you haven't seen the Wii U Gamepad compared to the Dualshock 4. That's what it looks like, which is a little bit nuts. But yeah, that is our very brief controller comparison of next-gen controllers. Almost, we don't have the Xbox One, so unfortunately we couldn't do a full 3-device comparison, but we will be checking out the Xbox One controller next week. So that is our DualShock 4 controller comparison. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more PlayStation 4 coverage. If you want to check out our TB Plays channel, you can do that too. We're going to be playing a bunch of games. We're going to be talking about games there. Joey Davidson, our gaming editor, is digging in right now to the PlayStation 4. He is super jazzed about it. So is the rest of our gaming staff. And we will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.
What's up everyone, John here. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, I certainly hope you did. Click on the subscribe button right under me in my pants region to get tons more tech videos from Techno Buffalo. We've got awesome unboxings, comparisons, reviews, recaps, and everything else you can think of in the tech world right here on the channel. Join the herd today. If you want to check out some more content, just click right over this way to see some other recent videos. See you guys next time.